This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster, my podcast.
And these are the spawn of Hastur.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Malbolgia of Hastur.
Yep. You've been on a real spawn kick lately. Anytime somebody mentions something, you get a...
That's an everything to Guppy reference.
Okay.
That's a little, which I think is kind of the sister show to this one, at least in terms of format.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So that's a little something for those Guffsters, for the ASM army.
Yeah, so I am down for anything related to Hastur. I really so it is the paradox of that work, right? The play itself, the Yellow King, and the scenes that it portrays, the Hyades and Lake Holly and such like that. I'm really curious about it, but I am also very reticent to read any unofficial versions that expand on it.
Well, because the play kind of exists in the margins.
Yes.
You get all those little details about it. It's pretty fun. That stuff has been hammered down a lot, forever ago. I have one of those Kickstarters coming to me that I kickstarted back in a boom period of wealth. That is the King in Yellow role-playing game.
Oh shit.
The dedicated game that deals with and it has options for doing the real world where the play exists and Carcosa is kind of leaking in. I think it also has a lot of details on Carcosa.
Yeah.
So if you want to, I don't know what you'd be doing if you're doing a Carcosa campaign and stuff, but a Carcosa Yankee and King Arthur's Court or whatever, but I would think that you would, just knowing that maybe there's some cool details you could find.
Possibly, yeah.
And bring through.
But there's stuff, there's parts of it that don't really line up. So the Hastur spawn, they're little octopode kind of things that swim around in Hastur's big old lake. However, when I hear the Lake of Holly, I picture a gigantic crystalline body of water beneath an alien sky. They instead, you have an unspeakable one in the foul and murky Lake of Holly. I don't picture the Lake of Holly being, swampy in the way that this is brought out.
And maybe it's not, maybe it's actually very swampy, but the play makes it beautiful. The play says that it's very beautiful.
Okay. Yeah. I can get down with that.
Yeah, maybe that's I don't know. I'll know when eventually I get that book. But I get it's this weird misses from the future. I get emails about it,
right?
All the time, but I still have not seen it. And it's here he comes, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. For that book. Yeah. It's very surprising. So these guys, there's not a whole lot to them. There's not a whole lot to this week. I mean, the next entry is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just kind of and so they're the spawn. So these are his babies.
Yeah. But they serve as options for him.
Yeah, they hang out as kind of miniature Hasturs.
Yes.
Except for one portrayal where they have skull-like faces.
Yeah.
Which an octopus with a skull face is pretty cool.
I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that's the way I would do it. And they attack with tentacles and crush their victims, or grasp and draw them into rubbery sack-like bodies where they're swallowed whole. I can get down with that.
Okay, yeah. You're off probation. You're fine.
Yeah, it's not great. And I like how they can all call Hastur because they're his spawn. So it's they have Hastur is their emergency contact. It's the emergency contact which must not be named.
Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.